Some trim here in the hall bath. This is a Pfister product, and it is the Celia, the 8P8WS SLSK. They're going to hold on to this so they know what they've got. And there's the directions that I was explaining to you earlier. Super simple right there. And so everything can come back off. And we've tested it out. We took off the spout and discovered that the old spout was a slip-on copper, and this is an iron pipe. So it's got threads in the back. So we had to go get some little bit of copper, an adapter. And anyways, we got it on there, and it's on there super tight. You know, to get it off, I like to recommend using a very thick mason jar lid remover. It's a nice thick rubber that you use to take, you know, the lids off of glass jars, and then just a smooth-faced pair of channel locks, you know, like that, but smooth face, and you grab it, turn it lefty loosey, righty tighty, and to get it going, and then loosen it away. Now, tub spout shouldn't have to be removed for any reason except remodel. It's brand new, great condition. Trim itself comes with different things in it, and so it's in good shape. Both the escutcheons, the square escutcheon plates back here, this one and the larger one, what we did is from bottom around the top and down to bottom on both of them, we've got some clear silicone on there because it's just a little added insurance. It's got a gasket on the bigger one, no gasket down below, so any water that rolls down that wall surface, you know, it could get behind there. If you have a lot of water going down that wall, then you know, definitely you want to make sure it's all sealed in there. So that's all in. And then the old shower arm came out, which is great. Sometimes they don't, and we have trouble with that. But brand new escutcheon up there. We don't silicone those in because it's above the shower head. You'd have to take that shower head and actually squirt it all over there to try and get water back in the wall there. So that's not silicone, but it's mounted. This is a Delta head that was purchased separately from the trim kit. So that's on. We've tested that out, ran water through the hose before we did anything else and get it cleared out, and so everything's working good in the bathroom here for the bathtub. Additionally, on this sink right here, the center spout was moving around. So we got underneath, took a look up there, and it's just that the nut had backed off, no big deal. One concern that we have with this faucet is the hose assembly that connects hot and cold waters to the spout. It's just a little hose harness that comes with the kit. This side, it slips on and it has some retaining clips on the hot and cold water. Here is more like a John Guest or a shark bite fitting that slides up onto a tube and in theory, you know, holds on. And the only way to remove it, you would have to depress a collet like a John Guest or a shark bite fitting, depress it and then slide it off. Well, it moves freely up and down. We don't like that. We don't like to see movement, especially upwards of 3/4 or maybe even 1 inch. It slides down the shaft of the part of the spout that is down there for assembly. It's just a little black piece of plastic. So we don't like that. Nothing we can do about it. Honestly, there's no water in those lines that go from here to here until you turn the faucet on. If you do turn the faucet on and you hear an obvious spraying underneath this sink, that means that assembly has gone bad. So then we would need to get back with Pfister, identify the product, and then get a replacement hose for that area and figure out maybe even the spout. You know, I'm not sure. I didn't install it originally. I just tightened up the nut. So, but anyways, that's just for your purposes. I need to video document that to let you know that I'm not real thrilled with that in there. And then in the kitchen, the only thing that we did in here today is we were going to try and put this new air gap in, and unfortunately, we're having a hard time getting the 7/8 discharge line off the original air gap, and the cover plate was stuck on the nut. So normally you've got nut on bottom, nut on top, and this cover plate, not this chrome one, but this brushed, had it in there, so it looked like it was one piece. Well, it wasn't. So anyways, we've got that put back together. It's tightened down. It's got some new washers down there, some new gaskets to keep it sealed. So that guy is in good shape. Everything's you know, tied back in. All we did was drop this air gap down and then pushed it back up. It's actually got a rubber foam gasket underneath couple foam gaskets on top. And like I say, in this area, I just prefer and recommend that you don't wash down the top of the sink back here, that you wipe it down. If you wash it down, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes, and you're going to get water through something. You can see this is up off the front already, so there's a good spot to water flow through. This base plate, even though it's got its own gasket there, I mean, you could come back and try and silicone everything in, but even then, if you get it back up in your air gap, that discharge line, if it gets clogged, it'll spit water out there. And guess what? Right here, those are it's threaded. That's not sealed, and so water goes right down there while it's flooding out into the sink. So just wipe that down up there if you can. So anyways, everything in the bathroom is good. Everything in the kitchen's good. Outside of that, this installation is done.